this morning about CMS content management systems. As you can see right here, this is our website. This is what we have going on. What this really is this is our main page. This is foreclosurepedia.org. This allows us to be able to navigate into multiple pages, and as you scroll down, you can see we have other things embedded. We have job opportunities. For example, perhaps you want to apply for a job. This is one we have open. You can apply. Ask you a bunch of questions here. We come back to the main page. See in here some of our recent articles. The rural internet one is pretty interesting. I had to do some battle with Frontier in one. When we moved our general headquarters up here to Tazewell, Tennessee, had to do battle with CenturyLink, and we won that one as well. So come over here, you can see you can have your readers or whomever, clients perhaps, subscribe to what's going on. And in here, perhaps you want to give the ability for a one-time payment. This is really helpful when you deal with like real estate brokers, especially right now. You know, we're going into the winterization season. A good friend of mine out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I want to give a big shout out to old Mark out there, Marky Mark. But I was looking at their weather, you know, and 21 degrees for a high. Madness, madness. Only the 30th of September. Want to have your people be able to get a quote, see what you charge. Always remember, charge your prices. Those are always your starting points that may go up, may go down. Perhaps your people want to be able to pick a category. Got a little flash here. Where am I going with all this? Your CMS, the best CMS you can use, which is free of charge, is WordPress. WordPress is free. They've kind of cornered the market. You don't have to know anything. No coding, nothing. Now, when we go, for example, from here, and let's say we want our clients to be able to see where all do we work, whom do we work for, things of this nature, perhaps get information on the types of services, maybe a little news, and give our, in our company, we actually give our contractors the ability to FTP their photos up to us. Far easier than dealing with the old school of email. FTP is very yay. Email, boo. And it also makes you stand out a little bit. You see we incorporated our YouTube channel here. Some easy navigation through here. Pick a county. For example, we do a lot of work down in Knox County. And so what we do is we give the individual the ability to, perhaps they've never been there, they can pull up a little bit of information, highways, what's going on. The other deal is that a wiki allows you to stream information, a logical process, and be able to cross-reference that everywhere. So let's go back to the beginning. Our head end, or our CMS head end, is going to be WordPress. To compile our logical information, the ability to, for example, have a property here. We service up in Bristol, Tennessee. This is a HUD number. One of the things I know somebody's going to jump out and holler about right away is, oh, but you really shouldn't release any of that information. You know, short of the key codes, it doesn't matter. But let's go ahead and click that. You see, you can't get into it. Security's embedded. Tells you precisely who has access to it. So, no problem there. The banks have vetted it. No big deal. Let's actually go ahead and let's log in here and let's see what we can do. Let's see how this information actually allows us to take the properties that we're servicing and make some meaningful headway with it. I'm going to take this one right here because it's closed. Let's pull that file on it. See here we have an ID, addresses, key codes, foundations. You can put whatever you want in there. I always throw a picture, put some information right here if you want. This in and of itself makes life pretty easy, especially if you're farming out some work to a contractor who's never been there and you don't want to deal with a bunch of madness. You can see here we've codified our lot sizes, everything, winterized. Now let me show you the beauty of Wiki. Remember our software here, Mediawiki, free of charge. Let's go ahead, let's go in here. This gives me a listing of, these are some current properties. This will pay off for you. Winterization, especially in season, if you're before the winterization season, the price of that pink RV antifreeze solution, very low. I went out before last month, I want to say it was, went to Walmart. There's no ad for them. They just simply sell cheap products at cheap prices, and I utilize them. Pink RV antifreeze solution, $2.97 a gallon. Today, 30th of September, $3.97. AutoZone just hit $4.58. So, if I know, for example, in all these properties right here, that some have been winterized, some have not been winterized, if I can create a list, if you will, of properties that have and have not been winterized, then I can determine for my active properties precisely how much winterization solution I need, and I can guesstimate based upon last year's standard how much I need. Now, that $1, is that $1 really all that important? Well, let's take a look right here for a moment. Let's say I'm doing 1,200 properties in a given season. And let's multiply that, obviously, by $1. $1,200 savings, $1,200. I don't know about you, and this isn't a Capital One commercial, but I can use $1,200. Anyway, ability to break down information. Perhaps I want to know how many, I don't know, how many properties, what client am I working with. This was an MCS. We actually do some work with them. I can break it down any way I want. Now your question may be, okay, Mediawiki, how do I get it? Very simple, very simple. Right here. Two flavors. 1.19. 1.19, for those of you who want something that's clean and crisp and you want your CSS, your Cascade style sheets, you want your wiki to pop, you probably want 1.19. I'm old school. I like to do a lot of hand coding. 1.18 is my flavor. Simply click download and that's it. It'll walk you through all this, no problems. Now, going back to our wiki, you say, yeah, but you have all this really cool stuff, and look here. You have your Google AdSense going on. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, because I need to be making money when I'm sleeping as well. How do we go about doing that? The extensions. The extensions are programs that you don't have to program that we add right to Mediawiki. They embed, requires a little bit of hand coding. You can come through here, you can take a look, see what's going on. The add this, for example, this is my add this bar right here. A lot of people like to share their stuff. I like to share my stuff. Some people like being all top secret or getting you to go to their site so that they can hustle some money or you email from them. I like to share the information. So we go to the add this extension, walks you right through it, tells you how to get it, specifically where to put it in your local settings. That's it. Cut and paste. Cut and paste. Nothing to it. Nothing to it, ladies and gentlemen. Your next question probably is, how does all this work? For you tech people, this is what's called your MySQL schema. This right here. Breaks it all down according to your tables. I don't advise you getting in and tweaking with any of this unless you really know what you're doing. If you do, then you're probably going to use your PHP MyAdmin, and you'll actually go into your cPanel. Point of reference here. If you got to start with a web hosting provider. I'm not going to recommend anybody because of the fact that I'm not selling any product. If the web host that you have does not have cPanel, run rapidly. Get out of there. cPanel allows you to do things that you're going to have to do behind the scenes. That's all I'm going to say on that. So let's go ahead and get rid of the schema. This is just some stuff to show you why and how, if you're curious. We're back to the main site here. How do we compile now all this information once we have an extension? What extension do we need? We need Semantic Mediawiki. Semantic Mediawiki. This is based upon some pretty deep information, some coding and such that you'll probably never get into unless you're strange like me and you program Linux at 3:08 a.m. Suffice it to say, you simply upload it, walk away from it, allows you to do whatever you want. If you want to actually learn what's going on, you can come right over here, you can see your manuals, or simply click it. Roll and go. Nothing to it. Nothing to it at all. Coming back here, as we look at the WordPress, a couple of neat features you can do. For example, you can go ahead and set up, like I have here, send a voice message. Right from your website, people can leave you a voicemail. We actually link our company email here. We run all of our email through Google servers, Google Apps. I'm going to do a paid podcast on that for a lot of people. That's really the way to go. It doesn't cost you a penny if you have 10 emails or less. This is a kind of a neat little map that we've added onto ours. This is a geo-disaster map. Sometimes it loads, sometimes it doesn't. Probably go back there in a minute. There we go. We've actually embedded this using some specific coding. For example, I can go here. Now I can translate this globally, as you can see here. Anything and everything that's going on at the global, and then I break it down at the national level. For example, I have an epidemic hazard going on in Indiana. Vehicle accident. A lot of this information, it just depends how deep you want to get with it. I've superimposed radar. You can see I have a tropical storm situation. Some of this is important for you and contractors. Some of it probably isn't. I like it. I feel the more information you have, the better. Allows me to stream my Twitter and such through here. I don't use Twitter a lot. I just kind of like the icon, so I went ahead and made an account. I'm not too much into social media at all. I use Google+. That's about it. And I'm just probably not a social kind of person, I suppose. Anyway, this has been a presentation addressing CMS. This has just been the basic outline of what's going on. Remember, our head end is WordPress. Our back end for processing all of the information, and this is key here, let me tell you. The old way of doing things where you just stored your pictures on a desktop and prayed that your son or daughter didn't spill a soda on it and you lost it all is old school. It's out. You got to keep this stuff on a server because you got to be able to access it via your smartphone. Your clients want this information 24/7, 365. So remember, storing photos in folders on desktops such as this, boo. Storing it in servers where your clients and you and contractors can access it, yay. Anyway, we're going to break this down really heavily. We're going to put this in, parts of it into the paid section and parts here on the regular YouTube channel. This has been another Foreclosurepedia podcast presentation. Thank you all for tuning in. If you ever have questions, comments, you'd like to see something explained better, you'd like to see something period put on there, send me a letter, COO@foreclosurepedia.org. Thank you all for tuning in. You have a good morning.